greetings from change. Welcome to the highly powerful, inspiring, life-changing mind management program called CALM. CALM stands for Creating Awareness for Life Mastery. At the outset, the speaker would like to put forth certain important points about this program. I will explain at a little later stage as to why I am using the term the speaker instead of I and me. We will talk about it. This program is nothing to do with any religion, any nationality, language, color, creed, caste. This program cuts across the entire humanity, for that matter, all other forms of life as well. Anyone who desires to bring about improvement in the quality of life. Quality of life means in any aspect, depending on the stage in which the person is. Whether you are a student, whether you are a working professional, whether you are running a business, whether you are running a corporate organization, whether you are the CEO, whether you are a homemaker, or even if you are a school boy. If you want to bring about a change in the quality of your life, whatever the stage you are in, this program, when you enroll yourself and pay serious attention to this program and actively participate in the program, you would see dramatic change in your perspective of yourself. And with that changed perspective, you will start looking at your life, looking at yourself, looking at others, looking at the whole world. So with this changed perspective, what would happen is, in the process, you will discover your true identity. And with that discovery, you will be able to recognize your true purpose, your true capacity, what you can truly do, achieve, experience, have. So with all this, you will be able to aspire and aim high in whatever you want to do. And you will scale the peak of your choice in your area of passion. This program will help you to discover your passion. It is important because anything you do which is in your passion, that is likely to be absolutely successful, as opposed to doing something which is not your area of interest. That is the reason why anybody need to understand and recognize what is that really interests me. What is that I am very passionate about? So once you discover the passion and proceed in that direction, set your life in that direction, the success cannot escape from you. So with the change in the inner perspective, everything within will change. Your understanding of who you are, what you are, what your true purpose is, what your true capacity is, what you can do, achieve, experience, and have. So with this, the whole planning of your life will change. And your perspective of the outer world also will dramatically change. Your perspective of the entire humanity will change. Your perspective of, in fact, other forms of life also would change dramatically. And with such changes that happens within you about the world, about others. Others means everybody around you. If you are a student at schools, if you are a working professional in the place of your work, and if you are in a social platform, people, those who are there. So right through, day in and day out, your perspective of everybody around you will completely change to the extent that you will start functioning from the state of human to the state of human being. This is a very important point. The program will clarify that. Why the speaker is emphasizing the change from the state of human to the state of human being. The being is eternal. The being is supreme power. The supreme power with infinite intelligence. That is being. And that is eternal. And that is the reason human are called human being. Which means that being is in you. You are a part of that. But today in the world, all of us manifest our physical reality from the state of human, not human being. We forgot the being part of it. That is the fundamental problem that the entire human race is facing. So you will start operating from the state of human being, where you will experience that you are a part of the oneness. And in that process, you will win over the duality. When you remain in the state of oneness, naturally you will win over the duality. The duality is the human problem. So, when you operate in the state of oneness, everything around you will see yourself dramatically changes. You will understand both the thorn as well as the rose is part of the same plant. So you will know what you need to choose. Same way, when you remain in the state of oneness, which means for you everything is one. Yourself, rest of the entire humanity, and for that matter, all forms of life. Plants, aquatics, wild animals, insects, all forms of life, you will understand it is one and the same. And you are a part of that oneness. And where you start manifesting your physical reality from the state of oneness, that is the blissful state which you will experience yourself. So, and in that situation, your worst enemies will turn to the best friend in need. The whole environment at the family level, at the workplace level, will dramatically change, and you will see the whole environment is full of support to you for your advancement in life, in every aspect of life. And the perspective change, the change about who you are, your own perspective, and this perspective change about the world completely transform you. That is the value of this program. And once you enroll in the program, once you actively start participating in the program, right at the early on stage, you will recognize significant changes happening within you, and as a result of that, outside you. You will start communicating within you completely differently. Your communication within you about who you are, about what you are, what you can do, achieve experience and have, everything will completely change. And your communication, as a result of your dramatic changes in your inner communication, your outer communication will also have a dramatic change. Very powerful. And that power you will experience right at the outset. So these are some of the important points which I wanted to share with you. And with this understanding, if you can get going with this program, it will be very useful, purposeful, both for you and for me. So, we are into what and why of the mind management. In this episode, we'll take a few minutes to start, and the whole aspect of mind management, what and why, we'll go through in several episodes. So in this episode, we'll make a beginning to learn together as to what is mind management and why mind management is critical. So we will start with why mind management. It is pity that power that has created the creation and the power that sustained the creation is right there all around us. It's right there. It is right within you. And it is there everywhere. It is pity we are not conscious. We are not conscious. Why we are not conscious? Because our mind obscures you completely. And the mind, which is in excessive engagement with the physical realities, is more happy that you continue to remain in eternal sleep of ignorance of who you are. Mind wants you to be ignorant of who you are. Then only it can play havoc with your life. The havoc it is already playing with your life and with my life, with the life of every human being. So, The mind is interested in your eternal sleep of ignorance. Then it can play. But once you awake, it cannot do that. Once you remain awake, it cannot be negative. It cannot play its dirty role in human life. But understand, the mind is not bad. Mind is not at all bad. The mind is the highly powerful machine gifted to you in the creation process. It's a very highly powerful. But because we are in eternal sleep of ignorance, right from time immemorial, the mind got engaged with the physical aspects excessively. So it has attained the characteristic of the physical world of duality. And mind's characteristic mode of functioning is negative. It has become negative because we were not awake. When you remain awake and when you start managing the mind, then mind will behave. But because we are not awake, we are in sleep of ignorance. When the speaker says sleep of ignorance, what it means is not physical sleep we are talking about. We are talking about we continue to remain ignorant from time immemorial, not in this costume. Right from time immemorial, we remain ignorant of who am I, so I am not awake. So I am ignorant of who am I. And it has been going on for thousands of years. So the mind gets engaged with the physical aspects and it obtains the characteristic of the duality of the world. That is what is happening actually. And that is the reason why, because you are in sleep of ignorance, you are not conscious that supreme power which has created the entire creation, which sustains the creation, from the time of creation itself, is within you, within me, within every form of life. But we are not conscious of that. And it is because of that the human mind behaves in such a way that you and me, who we think as mind, are experiencing enormous problems in the world. Is there anyone in the world who does not have any problem, who can claim that they don't have any problem? Everybody has one or other problem. Somebody has more problem, somebody's life is full of problems, somebody's life is many problems, somebody's life is some problem. So everybody has problems. There are some people who have problem of, finding even 2 square meals on the table, who are living in abject poverty. Whereas people who are flourishing in abundance of wealth, you will find they are also having problem, but different. Their problem is not lack of food. Their problem may be something to do with keeping abreast in the market, wanting to be on top of the market, rule the market world, right? Or want to rule the nation, rule the world. Or a company CEO may have thousands of problems management problem. Managing people, managing activity, manage production, managing market. And if you happen to be a student, you have the problem of keeping up the grade or improving the grade. If your grade is low, your problem is to improve. And with that problem, you will create more problem. Because your mind will cheat you by blaming others for the problem. If you are not performing, the blame will be on the teacher, the blame will be on the parents, the blame will be on environment, you name anything. Or some students even will blame the government policy in education, for example. So what is the point being said is, when we face a problem, we are not finding what is my role in this problem. We are not finding it out. We are always looking externally. The mind always looks externally to blame. And this is what happens everywhere, everybody. If you are an office goer, if you are a businessman, if you are a CEO, if you are a political leader, everybody try to find escape route for one's own problem by blaming the rest of the world. And who is doing this? It is a mind which is doing. It is a mind which is doing. But then you could ask a question. See, this is where the complexity happens. You don't recognize it is the mind which is doing. Because you always say, I have this problem, I have that problem, I am not scoring in my education, or teacher is not teaching, or you say, because of this man, I am getting a bad name in my office, my boss is not happy, he has completely misunderstood me. So for any of the problem that we have, we blame others. And that is the first disease and injury we are causing to the mind. So look at, these are all the micro picture, we are talking from problem to the family level, in the life of a student, in the life of a CEO, in the life of a business holder, right? And you take even the head of nation. Does the head of nation do not have any problem? They have much more problems than we have. They have problems not only within the country, they have problems outside the country as well. So, like one example, look at the world today. How many wars are going around the world? Who created these wars? Who wanted these wars? Why the wars are happening? The mind, the human mind which is happily going to the war, why the same human mind is not looking for peace? If the mind is seriously and genuinely looking for peace, can't it be attained? Then the argument would be, yes, one nation is looking for peace and the other nation is not agreeing to that. That could be the argument. But the fact remains that other nation, when you say one nation is going for peace, wanting peace, the other nation is not doing that, they are wanting war. So the point here is the human mind. The other nation, the mind of the other nation is more interested in war than bringing peace. So if at the macro level, if the human mind, imagine at the macro level, at the national level, at the international level, if the human mind is looking more for war and conflict than peace, what will be the human mind at the family level, at an organization level will do? That's exactly the thing happening. Depending on your position, the mind creates the problems proportionally, because your desire and your thought patterns will be proportional. So mind creates problems in your area of operation. And for a national leader, the mind creates problem in his or her area of operation. The point is, it is a mind. It is a mind which creates all the problems in the world, and it is a mind which creates misery and suffering in human mind. This is exactly why we need to address this issue of mind management. If we don't manage our mind, there is a very good philosopher, Eckhart Tolle. He says, if you don't attain freedom for what? He says, he doesn't talk about political freedom. He talks about freedom within you. If you don't attain freedom from the mind, look at the sentence very clearly, language. If you don't attain freedom from your mind, the possible extinction of the entire human race from the planet may not be avoided. If you don't attain freedom from the mind, the possible extinction of the entire human race from the planet cannot be prevented. So the mind has gone to such a state today. While the whole situation can be changed instantly. Yes. The whole situation. You name n number of problems that you have in your life. Whatever be, you perceive as problem. Or try to invent a problem in the planet. You name anything. They are not the problems at all. They are only the consequences of the mind's behavior. Even at macro level, when we are talking about the global war between countries, to the problems at the household level, all these problems, war is the consequence of a mind problem, right? Who is creating the war? The war is created in the mind. It is a mind which makes decision to go to war. So, if only we are able to address this issue seriously, intensely, and develop our capacity to manage the mind, both the thorn and the roses will look alike for you, because your ability to manage mind means you are awake. You are awake. You remain awake. You remain awake means a particle of that supreme infinite intelligence. A particle. I am not saying that you are God. I am not. That's not what is being said. A particle. The COM program will not use the term God. COM program will not use the word God, because God is completely misunderstood, misinterpreted, misused. So COM program will use only the phrase, the supreme infinite intelligence. So you are a part of that supreme infinite intelligence, a small tiny particle. You are that. The program will clarify how it is. So when you are being that, let us get it very clearly. When you being that power, and because you are not aware that you are that, you claim you are the mind. That's where the problem. How do I say that you claim you are the mind? What do you say? What do you say? There is some pain in your, some pain or some confusion, some doubts, some worries, or some concern, or some anxiety in your mind, or some lack of clarity about anything. What are you saying? What is the language you are speaking? You are saying, I don't have clarity. You look at the language. I don't have clarity. And you are saying, I am confused. Right? So when you say, I am painful, I don't have clarity, I am confused, tell me, where is the issue of clarity? Where is the issue of clarity? Where does that come from? Clarity or confusion or anxiety or fear or anger? You name all negative emotions. All negative emotions. Starting from your primordial emotion of fear. Fear which is transforming into greed. Greed which is transforming into competition. Competition which is transforming into aggressive competition. And as a result of aggressive competition, you go sleepless nights. Whether you are a student or you are a businessman, you are a working professional or corporate executive, because of the aggressive competition, because of the sense that I want to be on top of the world, I want to overtake their market, I want to overtake my friend Karthik in this annual exam. Right? So, it is this sense of competition, and the competition leads to all sorts of worries. Am I going to win, or he is going to win? Whether will I be able to keep my market share, or he is going to overtake me? So there is a constant worry. Everybody depending on your level in their life. From student to the topmost global leader. This is what is happening. So all these negative emotions can finally transform into aggressive competition. And aggressive competition causes anxiety, worry, doubt, stress. Right? And it goes to the extent of anger and hatred. This is how the mind is working. Why this is happening? Because you and me are not awake. We are not awake, but we live in false identity, thinking that I am the mind. That is why I am saying I am painful. I am worried. Where does the worry happen? Worry is there at the mind level, right? Anxiety at which level? Is the body level? Where does anxiety happen? Anxiety is at mind level. Worry is at mind level. Concern is at mind level. Confusion is at mind level. Lack of clarity is mind level. Sense of scarcity, limitation in life is at the mind level. Right? So all these emotions are created by the mind, not the body. Based on the dictates of the mind, the body acts. The body acts in the process of manifesting physical realities. And once the physical realities are created, then you are unhappy about that. Because you are looking at the world. If you are able to get admission in Stanford University and somebody is not able to get that, so your mind says you win, you got much better than him. There is a comparative evaluation happening. And the same thing happens to that boy or girl. So that boy or girl is unhappy with your getting the admission in Stanford University, right? So this is exactly how these are the negative emotions. And why this negative emotion? Who created the negative emotion? The same mind for one person got that Stanford University admission, and the same mind for the other person did not get that Stanford University admission. So, the mind creates these experiences, and you think you are the mind, so you claim and own these negative experiences, to say, oh, I am very unhappy, I did not get that admission. See, look at the language. You are saying, I am unhappy. I am unhappy, I did not get it. It means you are very clearly admitting that you are the mind. Because when you think you are the mind, you cannot manage the mind. When you are the mind yourself, the mind itself cannot manage the mind. Like any organization where there are teams, work teams. Every work team has a manager, right? Every work team has a manager. Every office has a director or in charge to manage. Without a manager, a team cannot manage by itself, right? Management means what? Meaning setting the goals, working towards the goal, identifying the problems and correcting the problem and making the mid-course correction to make sure that eventually you will reach that goal. So this is what is management. So the team themselves cannot. So there is a person called team manager is needed. So the team manager manages the teamwork. Same way, if the mind has to function properly, there has to be a manager. Who is that manager is the million-dollar question the whole world has been searching for centuries. But answer is already given. Answer is already given to this question. which people have been searching for thousands of years. Whether it is eastern part of the world or western part of the world, philosophers, thinkers, scientists, spiritual leaders have been searching answer for this question as to who will manage or how the mind will be managed. And there are scriptures available, and the scriptures already have answer to this question. We are going to go through that. We will use that. We will use the guidance that scriptures provide for us to help ourselves to find an answer who will manage the mind and how. So it is the false identity that we thinking that we are the mind. We claim and own all the mind-made problems, and that is the starting point of the misery and suffering we are going through. So we will, as we make progress in the program, in the next episode, we'll discuss more about the who. Who is the third faculty? Who is the third faculty that will manage the mind and how? Thank you. Take care. Have a great week ahead of you.